Here in New York City, mayoral-elect Zohran Mamdani sounding optimistic on working with President Trump to tackle the affordability crisis after that absolutely fascinating meeting at the White House on Friday. Here's what the Democrat had to say about their possible partnership.
And I found in the meeting that I had with the president a productive one, and a meeting that came back again and again to the central themes of the campaign that we ran: the cost of housing, cost of childcare, the cost of groceries, the cost of utilities. I am confident of the two of us working together to deliver on this agenda and ensure that finally, and this goes back to just that portrait of FDR, we look at what politics has been in the past. It has been there in the moments of such transformation, meeting the scale of the crisis. We can do that again.
Joining us now to react is political commentator Stephanie Hamill. Stephanie, good morning. Great to see you. What do you think about this friendliness coming from both of them?
Yeah, this pop-up political bromance has confused so many people on both sides. It was Mdani who asked and requested Donald Trump for this meeting. It's Mdani who needs to secure federal funding. It's Mdani who wants to make sure that the National Guard and ICE aren't deployed to the streets of New York City, because he made it very clear over the weekend after his meeting with Trump that New York City will remain a sanctuary city. And that is obviously at odds with Donald Trump. Now, you have to love President Trump for taking this meeting. This is just so on brand for the man who's behind the art of the deal. And I know there are so many conservatives on social media who were outraged by the meeting, but this doesn't change Trump. It just shows who he is. This is a man who is willing to take meetings with political foes, and he is one of the few politicians that are so forgiving. He'll give people second and third chances sometimes. You can just look at his cabinet and you can see that that is true. So it really was an incredible meeting. We'll see. I have a feeling it's going to fizzle out, this bromance, because Mdani seems to be standing strong on his political beliefs, and I don't really see him backing down.
Well, it's not just standing strong on the beliefs like sanctuary cities. It's also standing strong on the belief that Trump is a fascist. He doubled down on it on the Sunday shows. Watch.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do?
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today.
Yeah, I do question, to your point, how much longer the bro fest can continue when one of the bros literally calls the other bro a fascist multiple times in the course of 48, 72 hours. But there's also the fact that their policies, even though they want quote unquote affordability, how each of them would get there is so diametrically opposed that I just don't see how it can work out. Your thoughts?
Number one, on the fascist remarks, well, President Trump gave him the green light to continue on. We saw him kind of squabbling there when the reporter put him in the hot seat with that question. And you have to appreciate Donald Trump for how he reacted to that. I thought that was very kind of him to not make him suffer. With that being said, he did give him the green light, and so he's going around making the media rounds, trying to appease his base. And so, as I pointed out, the base was already upset about the meeting, so this is the type of stuff that they're going to want to hear. And as for the issues that they care about, we know that they both sincerely, deeply care about New York City. This is what they've said, and we know that. But they also are really concerned about affordability when it comes to the cost of living. But as you pointed out, the ways that they go about it are completely different. President Donald Trump is all about capitalism, lower taxes, less regulations. And Mdani, as you know, is all about regulations, higher taxes, and free stuff for everyone.
Free stuff for everybody at taxpayer cost.
If you look at it, people aren't running to socialist countries. They're not fleeing to them. They're fleeing from them. So historically speaking, socialist policies don't work. And I hope Mdani gets the message on that soon.
Yeah, and President Trump may be shying away or backing away from any sort of intervention in New York, because if he does intervene, then Mamdani could always say, well, things are going poorly in New York because of it. Letting New York alone, letting it all play out could work in President Trump's favor in the end. Also want to ask you about this, an announcement that we could be looking out for this Thanksgiving week. A Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is teasing a potential upcoming announcement on a possible Senate run. And take a listen to how she phrased it. Watch this.
I am still thinking about running. We did get our polling back, so we are moving on to the next phase to determine whether or not this is would make sense in the moment. To be perfectly honest, the only reason that I'm continuing to consider whether or not I do this is because my polling says I can win.
So she says she could win. What do you think about this?
I think this would be the greatest gift to Republicans, a Christmas gift come early if she actually makes that announcement. I would say based on the 2024 elections in the electorate of Texas that she has zero chance. If you look at the numbers between former vice president and presidential candidate Kamala Harris and Donald Trump and also the other Republicans, I mean, Republicans dominated Texas. Congresswoman Crockett makes Kamala Harris look like a moderate and Shakespearean. So I just don't think that she's going to have a big appeal for the whole state of Texas. She does well in her district that she represents because it's heavily blue. So I think she's a little bit over her skis here when it comes to this political race. But they are expecting some polling, and that's when she's going to make the decision. But I have a feeling the polling's not going to go her way.
If she really wants to be part of the Senate, I think she should move to Queens and primary AOC and Chuck Schumer here. That would be something else. But nobody else is talking about that except for me. Political commentator Stephanie Hamill. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.